more minutes, so you got to deal with me. And I can ad-lib a little bit, I guess. We have previously done a couple of other types of events here, third and the second African American Spoken Word Festival in previous years. This year, met up with another San Franciscan, Larry Ware, and with this big idea of let's do a Kings of Poetry, you know, because we know about the Kings of Comedy, right?
Right, that's right.
And those gentlemen have gone on and used the Kings of Comedy as a springboard, and we too hope to use the Kings of Poetry as a springboard into better things. I look at Paradise at the back there, and so we know that 3 of the 4 kings are already in the house, and I know that Terry Moore is on his way from Sacramento. He'll be arriving momentarily. So we have the show lined up for you. We have the open mic so that you can participate too, and we are ready to have a good time, and we are ready to let the show roll, and we are waiting for a 1-minute technical setup, and then we shall get it going. And you know, it's always good to do poetry. And just to tell you a little about myself, my name is Larry Ukalitheafrican. I've written a book called Journey to the Motherland about my 4-year trip to Nigeria. I've written a book called Love and Black Woman, a poetic expression. I've also written a book called Long Distance Love about how this young lady from Africa made a fool out of me. But I felt the best way to get over it was to write about it, you know, and I put it in terms of a memoir. And it's to be published. I also have another book called African American Challenges in the Obama Era, because you know, it's not perfect yet, but we have some challenges. Some that involve the wider society, and some that are completely internal that we need to deal with, and I outline them in the book called African American Challenges in the Obama Era, Black Lines, Black Rhymes. So those are the 2 titles I have done and will be coming up with. And you can always check me out on YouTube at Ukalitheafrican or Ukali channel at YouTube, or Love and Black Women Part 1 at YouTube. You could also check me out on Facebook with my long name, Larry Ukali Johnson Red on Facebook. I Facebook every day. Feel kind of empty when I don't. So see you on Facebook. And we are now ready for our opening featured artist. Andrea Harris performs regularly at the Rascallas Open Mic Night Mondays, and she's here to open up the Kings of Comedy for us. Let's give her a welcoming round of applause. Thank you.
So we're going to have to cue the music in a few minutes, but I wanted to introduce myself and welcome, and I want to say my name is Andrea Harris, and I'm feeling really, really blessed to be here because I'm able to speak heart to soul through my art, and I was thinking about some things this morning, and I wanted to share them with you because I got a new love in my life, and I wanted to talk about that for a moment. In a real long minute. But it's okay. How about, look, I'm gonna go back over here and come back out. Okay. So, once again, I am Andrea, and I am here to share heart and soul dialogue with you today. And I wanted to talk about a new love that I had in my life. And I was wondering if that was all right. Oh, is that all right? Yeah. If it's all right with you, can I stay here for a while? You know, growing your love like new life. Us two basking in the me and you. So I was wondering if it was all right if I stayed here for a while. You know, can I stay here for a little while? Yeah, you are like new light, and this, yeah, this here feels so right. So, is it all right if I stay here for a little while? Yeah, you can wrap me up in all your love, 'cause I love what you do when you do what you do. Yeah, is it alright if I stay here for a while? A love so deep you cannot measure, measurement meant to be here. Ooh, so if it's all right, can I stay here for a little while? Yeah. See, sometimes we have new love in our life, but then we ask ourselves questions. We say, you know, heart, speak to me. Yeah. So, ooh, heart, speak to me. Allow me to be free. Yeah. Free to fly on the wings of love and share my soul with this man I really know. I mean, he gives me, ooh, exciting, passionate love. Ooh, but is that enough? Late nights, early mornings, wake me up from my daydreams. But is it what it's meant to be? 'Cause his body's chemistry feels so good to me. Ooh.
Can we get another round of applause? I've just been told that we're going to have another open mic artist. So writing her name down now, Michelle. And so we're going to start the open mic with Hosman, and with Sarah and Adolph kind of line up here. You have 5 minutes, Hosman. And that way everyone who's going to come up and line up over here will have an order. Hosman, Sarah, Adolph, Eliseo, Buford, Hoppy, Michelle. So our first open mic at the Kings of Poetry is Houseman.
You guys hear me without the mic? Yeah. You hear me without the mic? All right, come on.
You don't mind?
Thank you to the Kings of Poetry for the venue and the chance for free expression. Okay. Why I write. I write because I've always been an expresser, a storyteller, an explorer of the imagination, an entertainer, an against-the-grain naysayer sort of guy. Never a traditionalist, always a shit starter. I'm an introvert, but I get gratification from people's smiles. I'm a thinker, not a speaker, a blind-sided innovator, inspired by pain, captivated by joy. I play with sounds. I'm a simpleton scat farmer, a low-down snake charmer. I graft words together into sentences to produce hybridized meaning. I'm a skink, a slinky, sloppy grammar bomber, a booyah rabbit farmer, a performer, warmer than most, especially in my southern arms. I type, my type is rare. Idealists think the world's unfair when it could be, if only it could be. But it never will be, because tragedy weaves together the world DNA as much as war will never disappear until fear does. And fear is primal, people. Even love drips and oozes and stinks of fear, the fear that someday that love you cherish will make like a cloud and dissipate. See, even though I dream of a gracious sort of globe where neighbors invite each other over for dinner and conversation, where corporations consider the needs of nature before dumping sludge into our rivers and spewing cancer coughs into the atmosphere only to benefit themselves and their shareholders, a world where harmony, not money, could be the bottom line, where freedom of religion could be more than just tolerance, dare I say, a genuine open-mindedness, a planetary abode of security, of a surety in the knowledge that purity of heart will be preserved, that every punishment will be deserved, and that those who walk slower will get a boost. Not socialism, as they accuse on Fox News, but equal opportunity. I mean, I know it's hard to balance that budget, but hell, somebody needs to regulate those money-monger, captain of the industry CEOs rolling around in buku bucks at the cost of a couple $700 billion bailouts to the taxpayers. And Congress does less to alleviate our national woes than with a bunch of do-nothings on bond bills. So y'all do what we all do, what we can. Me, I get spent exhausting my emotional spectrum on the age-old paper airwaves for people to spit on, step on, and criticize, or worse, completely ignore. Hey, at least if they hate my shit, it means that they've read my shit, or heard my shit. And my oh my, if only one day some iconoclast, underachieving kid like me, a hater, a lover, a creator of trouble, mind in the clouds, dick in the bubble, an awkward sort of kid, still finding his groove and his go-to attitude, his persona, acting out in class, sitting in detention for not having paid attention. So if only someday that kid could fake having read my work, but really ought to crack open with
there was one caution I didn't provide, and hope the rest of the artists, with no offense to you, because sometimes when you do your poetry, you got to put some S in it, you know? But yeah, let's try to keep it clean. No problem, all right? All right. Thank you, Osman. Let's give Osman some
sings of the times we all knew, when love was enough to get us through. Here's to you singing, Mama, Lady Blues, who sings it so true and makes my life bearable while my hurts are still new. So sing out, Mama, sing out, do. You are truly my empress of the blues.
Thank you, and that was Sarah. And now we have Adolph. Adolph, will you come forward? And after Adolph, there'll be Eliseo, Buford, Happy, and then Michelle. Adolph, welcome to the Kings of Poetry. Thanks. Working. Mind to me. Mind to me. Everywhere I look, I see you monitoring me. When I go out, when I come in, when I'm with a friend, when I'm on the bus and they call, at the stoplight, and they rush and they race, at home or on the phone, you monitoring me. Like I'm not able to have peace or be free, because you watch on the corners in the city, little town, wherever I go or wander in my mind. And you finally say, cause you know how it goes. You tell me I'm not living right. I won't go far, and you know how it goes in life. In order to be the best, I must confess all morals and laws to be a part of who you are. So you monitor me. In the bedroom, in my living room, in calls drinking, even in church, monitoring me. I want to know what makes anyone know how to live or how life goes. Tell me when you on your last breath, again, how life goes. Or when your money spent, how it goes. Or when our riders hit, or your children split, leaving you at 94, again, how it goes. Monitoring me, I don't like it. I have a right to be free in this land, on this earth, on the steps of my house, even in my bathroom. Just as long as I'm a human, monitoring me because you view me stereotypically, that I'll be just like the one before me. I say I will do more than win, but be the original win. You say I really don't know how to be, shouting, dancing, prancing, praying, and things. When you say I should be quiet, dragging, humble, then maybe free. Why? Because you know how it goes, and I'm not sure. So you monitor me every day of the week. But if you were monitoring yourself, I bet you it would have stopped whether you knew how it goes or not. So why don't you turn off the monitoring and be friends and talk to each other a lot? The only thing that will go is life as we know if you don't stop monitoring me and give me liberty, justice, and equality. You know that's how it goes. Another round of applause for Adolph. Okay, next up is Eliseo. Eliseo. All right. Welcome to the Kings of Comedy. Thank you. Welcome to the Kings of Poetry.
Thank you.
Correct myself here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eliseo. I don't know if you ever heard of a writer by the name of Fyodor Dostoevsky. He wrote in Russia in 1850 to 1900. Famous writer. He wrote Crime and Punishment, The Devil. Great writer. A lot of his work involves a lot of psychology. Wonderful writer. You should read it. Fyodor Dostoevsky. Anyway, I was reading one of his current biographies, and in it I found a wonderful poem that the man who wrote it, his name is A.S. Pushkin, okay? And the thing about this poem is that I found the title is The Prophet, but when I read it, I said, it could have been the poet, okay? So here's that poem that I read in that biography about Dostoevsky's comrade. But his name is Pushkin, and you can find it in the current biography for seraph came when the tracks met and I stood last. Fingers light as a brief he lay upon my lids. I opened wide my eagle eyes and gazed around. He laid his fingers on my ears, and they were filled with roaring sound. I heard the music of the spears, the flight of angels through the skies, the beasts that crept beneath the sea, the heady uprush of the vines. And like a lover kissing me, he rooted out his tongue of mine, fluid in lies of vanity. He tore my fainting lips apart, and with his right hand steeped my blood. He armed me with a serpent's dart. With his bright sword, he split my breast. My heart leaped to him with a bound. A glowing livid coal he pressed into the hollow of my wound. There in the desert I lay dead. And God called out to me and said, quote, "Rise, prophet, rise, and hear and see, and let my swords be seen and heard by all who turn aside from me and burn them with my fiery word." I got one more. I think it's a poem just fine. Okay, something we come up with things that have to be somewhere, right? About somewhere special, right? I wrote this right here. I named this one, Beholder of the Notion. Sometimes we think of things in our mind, we'll say them, we'll bring them out, and we just keep it to ourselves. And sometimes just write them down, and you'll remember later, oh, I was going to forget about it, and I remember. I want to hear it. So, Beholder of the Notion, okay? I wrote this one. I wrote it on 10/22/09. Here it goes. May a hidden thought really be measured, or is it to remain but a secluded thing? Maybe it's mock, dressed up as confusion, and not like things you find in open fields, like the flight of dozens of wings in the morning, a young bird's spotless attempt at virgin flight, a spider's descent from a cord of cotton strands, where you'll find rows of roses looking down. An array of aromas, yes, aromas brought by a far-away and lonely horizon, or a final and futile attempt at what is not. Are they imagined things of a complex soul? Disenchantment may arrive, subtle and quiet. Does it really matter what one does not? Is life but a moment, a scaled movement, music? Though so silent among others, that not so. Must one have to listen to what one may almost see? So can a hidden thought thus be measured? Well, who knows? But the beholder of the notion. And among everything, this may also be you.
Alicia del Castillo. Give him another round of applause. Next we have Buford Bunty, which will be followed by Michelle and Happy. And then Andrea Harris is going to come back on, and then we're going to get started with the Kings.
This is called, I have a little politics at first. This is called capitalism. I hate thee. Money is not the root of all evil. Spent on the right poverty programs, whatever they are, it's wonderful. But personally, it has eluded my grasp, even though I'd give it away to the right groups if I had some. Capitalism, I hate thee. Republican programming for 8 years just about did us in. Obama is trying to fix things. What needs to be fixed is capitalism. Capitalism, I hate it. Give to the rich, eliminate the poor. White slave masters started the country 240 years ago, running away from other slave masters in England. Does that sound like freedom? Capitalism, I hate thee. I work with differently abled kids and young adults and with foreign language speakers trying to get a start in the United States. There's no money in it, not for the people to get it, not for me. We need more programs for immigrants and the poor. Instead of cutting money to public schools, there needs to be knife of regression, still cutting away. Capitalism, I hate thee. Okay, here's it. This is how you're not through. You're not through with drink, with messing around, with pot, cocaine, with being insincere, with partying. You got some recognition, even though your marriage is on the skids or even gone. I'm just trying to make enough money to make it through the month, to find a little, if not long-term love. You're not through, even though I'm trying to be through loving how you smell. That you wear 6-inch heels on boots with 1960s fishnet stockings, that you keep putting on weight, that you've got a sad defensive smile. I love how you're a bomb, how you like me. I'm not so crazy about the fact that you don't necessarily love me. How the school's been closed for 2 years and you're all distant with me, except for the intellectual scientist who's smart in a similar way to me, or at least admires my effort to find something real, something academic, something literary, some woman who really gives me love again. Poets who've received some recognition and now have to live up to it, worry about their position. I'm just trying to find somebody with a nice smile, a woman who feels she can and wants to handle anything I throw her way. Get through the decade, getting published, getting a decent job that has some health attached to it. You're young. 45 is young to me now. Go on, have a drink. I had to quit 11 years before the age you are now just to keep a 20-year life in love. You're not through being silly and immature and thinking you really are trying to find love. Look over here. You're not through, and I'm just beginning.
All right, we will now have a presentation by Michelle. Let's give a round of applause for Michelle. Welcome to the Kings of Poetry.
Thank you, thank you. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay. I don't think so.
All right.
How's everybody doing? I am Michelle from Ubendo. I go by the pen name Chocolate Sister, and I would like to read a couple of pieces that I wrote for my book, From My Mouth to Your Ears. Yeah. Okay. You'll start promoting. And I hope you enjoy. So the first one is called Alone. Crying into the covers to muffle the sound. Not wanting to speak to anyone, but knowing you should talk to someone. Someone who has your best interest at heart. Someone who won't judge. You know you should spill the beans on yourself, but you haven't found the courage to break the silence, to ask for help. Trying to push back to the back of your mind what people will think of you, how harshly they will judge you, thinking that you can't hold it together, thinking you are weak. Could they be right? Pushing to the back of your mind the guilty pleasure you feel when you do feel sorry for yourself. Giving yourself permission to comfort yourself. Taking that extra attention you feel no one else is giving you. Then reality sinks in again. The tears start to flow again. Your eyes turn that bright red